Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So continuing reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9. Does anyone remember any main point from yesterday?
Hare Krishna. So
Hare
yesterday we
Krishna.
heard about Prahlāda Maharaj talking about he understands Lord's appearance in this fearsome form for his Lord's pastime and his own pleasure. It is to protect the devotees and to kill the demons for improvement of the universe. And we also heard about that he is saying that they are now all in the world confident of their happiness and they will always remember his this auspicious incarnation in order to be free from fear. We also heard him praying to the Lord uh, to that he's certainly not afraid of this fearsome form, but he's afraid of his conditioned life, he being put into this association of demons as a result of his past activity, and that he's waiting for the moment when he will be called to the shelter of his lotus feet, which is the ultimate goal of liberation from conditioned life. And he understands that the remedies in this material world are more miserable than the miseries themselves. And he thinks the only remedy to engage in his service, only remedy is to engage in his service and to kindly instruct him in such service. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So we can see that what Prahlad Maharaj is saying, he's actually scared, he's actually fearful of material life. We are enjoying with the material energy, but the pure devotee, he understands actually that it is a dangerous position. Yat padam padam yat vipadam. At every step there is danger in this material world. So that's how Prahlad Maharaj is saying that that's what he's actually scared of, being in this material world. Okay, so then now text 18. Soham priyasya srida paradevataya
So aham priyasya suhrada paradevataya
lila kathastava nrsimha vrinchagitaha
lila kathastava nrsimha virincha gitaha
anjastitarmi anugranan guna pramukto
anjastitarunan guna vipramukto
durganite pada jugala jugalaya hamsasanga.
duganite padayugalaya hamsa sangaha.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O my Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva, by engaging in your transcendental loving service, in the association of devotees who are liberated souls, hamsas, I shall become completely uncontaminated by the association of the three modes of material nature and be able to chant the glories of your Lordship, who are so dear to me. I shall chant your glories following exactly in the footsteps of Lord Brahma and his disciplic succession. In this way, I shall undoubtedly be able to cross the ocean of nations. A devotee's life and duty are very well explained herein. As soon as a devotee can chant the holy name and glories of the Supreme Lord, he certainly comes to the liberated position. It's actually glorifying the Lord, chanting the pure holy name. That's a pure devotee because he has no other desire, no desire for personal name, fame, adoration, worship. He was only glorifying the Lord. Attachment for glorifying the Lord by hearing and chanting the holy name and activities of the Lord, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, certainly brings one to the position where material contamination is absent. So we need to hear and chant. The more we hear and chant, the more our heart will get clean. The more the dirty things from the heart will go away. The more we will be able to engage in pure devotional service. One should chant the bona fide songs received from the disciplic succession. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the chanting is powerful when one follows the disciplic succession. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarasho vidu. Manufacturing many ways of chanting will never be effective. So we are given to chant Hare Krishna. So we chant Hare Krishna. We don't need to make up any mantra or change the mantra or add any words or subtract any words. Just follow what we have been given. However, chanting the song or the narration left by the previous acharyas, Mahajano Yena Gata Sapantha, is extremely effective. And this process is very easy. So, Prahlād Maharaj, he got the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I'm sorry, no, that was Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj got that mantra from his spiritual master, Narad Muni. Because in that age, that was the mantra for that age. Now, for our age of Kali, the Vedas are telling us chant Hare Krishna mantra. Lord Chaitanya came to give us this Yuga Dharma of chanting the holy name. So we follow. Therefore, in this verse, Prahlad Maharaj uses the word anja easily. So easily we have been given the mantra. What we have to do is just we have to chant it. We don't have to make up anything, overtax our minds or our brains. Mantra has been given to us, we just chant the mantra. Accepting the thoughts of exalted authorities through disciplic succession is certainly much easier than the method of mental speculation, by which one tries to invent some means to understand the absolute truth. The best process is to accept the instructions of the previous acharyas and follow them. Then God realization and self realization become extremely easy. By following this easy method, one is liberated from the contamination of the material modes of nature, and thus one can certainly cross the ocean of nations in which there are many miserable conditions. So, by following the previous acharyas, by following the instructions that are given to us by the previous acharyas, we will get self realization, we will get liberation, we will come to the point of pure devotional service. By following, just like one who is wants to be a doctor, he enrolls himself into a medical university, and as long as he studies well, he passes the exam, he will go on to become a certified doctor. There's no doubt about it. As long as, of course, he's putting in the work. Not only admission into the university, so similarly, one who follows the instructions of the acharyas, hearing and chanting under their guidance, then one will come to pure devotional service. By following in the footsteps of the great acharyas, one associates with the hamsas or paramhamsas, those who are completely freed from material contamination. Because the acharyas are the hamsas, they are the paramhamsas. When we are following the instruction, we are associating with them. Also, we are associating with the other devotees, you know. So, yeah, but by following the instructions of the acharyas, we actually associate with the acharya. Indeed, by following the instructions of the acharya, one is always freed from all material contamination, and thus one's life becomes successful, for one reaches the goal of life. This material world is miserable regardless of one's standard of life. So we think, we think that, okay, or we may think like that. Right now, I'm not happy, but if my position changes, just change this or just change that, then I will be happy. Or if my standard of life improves, then I will be happy. But that is the illusion of this material world. Who can have a better standard of life than Lord Brahma? He's in the highest planet of this universe. So we have a limit to the standard of living on this earth planet. Then the demigods, they have higher standards, right? We hear they have their own aeroplanes made of gold and jewels, and it can take them anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. How in the heavenly planets, there's even more tastes. The food have more variety of taste than our earth planet. So if one wants, one can go to the heavenly planets to enjoy a higher standard of living, a higher standard of enjoyment, but yet there are miseries. We're seeing how they were tortured by Hiranyakashipu. They had become servants of Hiranyakashipu, the demigods. They're afraid of him. When he moved his eyebrows, they would shiver. So, attempts to mitigate the miseries of material existence by material methods will never be successful. We are always thinking, I have this problem, I will find a material solution to this problem. But the acharyas are telling us there is no material solution to the problem. The only solution is engage in devotional service. One must take to Krishna consciousness to become really happy. Otherwise, happiness is impossible. Because when one engages in devotional service, then our consciousness will change. Right now, we are feeling suffering is because of our consciousness. We are collected all the lust, greed, anger, pride, illusion. How can we be happy with such things? So when we can become Krishna conscious, then those things won't be there in our heart. Then we will become happy, putting Krishna in the center. So one might say that becoming advanced in spiritual life also involves tapasya, voluntary acceptance of some inconvenience. However, such inconvenience is not as dangerous as material attempts to mitigate all miseries. So some kind of inconvenience we take up to engage in devotional service, but that inconvenience will lead us to bliss, to happiness. Prabhupada is saying, even to maintain our material status quo, we have to take up inconvenience. But that does not bring us bliss, you know. So that's why I'm saying that to attempt this is dangerous. It is dangerous to attempt because our full life is consumed by trying to enjoy this material world. We are always thinking that maybe if the situation changes, I will enjoy better and better and better. But that's never going to happen in this material world. So the real enjoyment is when we can take up Krishna consciousness, when we can take up devotional service, when we can take up hearing and chanting in the association of devotees, worshipping the Lord, remembering the Lord in the association of devotees. Any comments? No, then we are going to go to the next one. Balasya neha sharanam pitaro nishimha nartasya chagadam udanvati majjato no. Taptasya tat pratividhir ya ihan se shatas. Tavad vibhotanuvritam vad upekshitanam. My Lord Nṛsiṁhadev, O Supreme, because of a bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglected and not cared for by you cannot do anything for their betterment. Whatever remedies they accept, although perhaps temporarily beneficial, are certainly impermanent. For example, a father and mother cannot protect their child. A physician and medicine cannot relieve a suffering patient, and a boat on the ocean cannot protect a drowning man. Though through parental care, through remedies for different kinds of disease, and through means of protection on the water, in the air, and on land, there's always an endeavor for relief from various kinds of suffering in the material world, but none of them are guaranteed measures for protection. They may be beneficial temporarily, but they afford no permanent benefit. It's true, right? We've heard so many stories. In spite of having loving parents, the child is no more, you know, or in spite of having the best of the doctors and the best of the medical treatment, somebody dies. And there may be a strong boat, but the people die, drown. So we have heard such stories. Despite the presence of a father and mother, a child cannot be protected from accidental death, disease, and various other miseries. No one can help, including the parents. Ultimately, the shelter is the Lord, and one who takes shelter of the Lord is protected. So we may think, okay, I have my parents or I have my family, and so nothing can happen to me. But anything can happen anytime. Or we may think I have the best of the medical facilities available, I have the best of the doctors, I won't certainly die, but yet death might come. And one may think, okay, I'm in a very safe aeroplane or a very safe car or a safe ship, but accidents do happen. So our only protector is the Supreme Lord. That's guarantee. You know how we want guarantee, right? We go to buy something, we say, how many years guarantee you have? So we're always looking for guarantee. Or we want a insurance. We travel also, we take out an insurance. In case something happens, I should be insured. So the actual protector is Krishna. 100% guaranteed protection, lifetime guarantee. We say how many years guarantee? Is it lifetime guarantee? Actually, the real guarantor, the real protector is Krishna. This is guaranteed, as the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9:31, Kaunteya pratijanihi, na me bhakta pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Then one will say, oh, but then how can you say Krishna is protecting the devotees? We hear sometimes devotees are getting so sick, so much terminally ill, or they're getting accidents, or what's happening. How we can explain? Because Krishna is saying, declare it boldly, my devotee never perishes.
It's the body that perishes, not the soul.
That's right. Yeah. Krishna protects the devotional service of the devotee. Krishna protects the faith of the devotee. Krishna is protecting the soul of the devotee. Like I was reading about Ladini Mataji, one of the early devotees in ISKCON. She was preaching in Africa. That time there was fighting going on. So these militants had taken the devotees and they were going to fire them with a gun. So she became like a human shield to protect them. She came in front to protect the devotees because her consciousness was that I should save the devotees at every cost. And she died, of course. But so then people were asking, oh, how did Krishna protect? But Krishna protected her faith. Krishna protected her faith that if she protects the devotees, she is very dear to Krishna. For sure, she went back to Golok Vrindavan. So, therefore, unless one is protected by the mercy of the Lord, no remedial measure can act effectively. Because to be able to have that kind of faith in that situation is also very rare. It's not easy, right? somebody's going to shoot us with a gun, we might run away or start crying or say, okay, I'll do what you want me to do. There are different reactions we may have. Each of us may have different reaction. But she still had that firm faith in Krishna. She's still saying Krishna's name. She had still the faith that she needs to protect the devotees. So Krishna, even at such a dangerous time, he was there to protect her faith. So this is Krishna's mercy. One should consequently depend fully on the causeless mercy of the Lord. Although as a matter of routine duty, one must of course accept other remedial measures. No one can protect one who is neglected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So as a matter of formality, we have to do what we have to do. We are sick, we have to go to the doctor, all right? We need shelter, we need clothing, we need so many things. But the real protection is actually coming from Krishna. We have to do our duty to the body, not neglect it, but we have to understand, have that firm faith that Krishna is my only protector. No one can protect one who is neglected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is that, how they say in Hindi. There's
राखे कृष्णा मारे के मारे कृष्णा राखे के.
Yeah, that's right. So Krishna wants to protect someone who can kill him, and Krishna wants to kill someone who can protect him. In this material world, everyone is trying to counteract the onslaught of material nature. But everyone is ultimately fully controlled by material nature. Right? We are so bound by the modes. Each moment we are fighting in this material nature, something or the other. But the modes have bound us, caught us very tightly. Therefore, even though so called philosophers and scientists try to surmount the onslaught of material nature, they have not been able to do so. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 13.9 that the real sufferings of the material world are four: Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, birth, death, old age, and disease. In the history of the world, no one has been successful in conquering these miseries imposed by material nature. Like, what is the death rate? What is the percentage of death rate? It's 100%. It's guaranteed. It's going to come. Anyone who's born has to die. One may not get old or one may not get disease, but death will come. So, prakriti kriyamanani gune karmani sarvashaha. Nature prakriti is so strong that no one can overcome her stringent laws. So-called scientists, philosophers, religionists, and politicians should therefore conclude that they cannot offer facilities to the people in general. They should make vigorous propaganda to awaken the populace and raise them to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Our humble attempt to propagate the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world is the only remedy that can bring about a peaceful and happy life. Because this is actually going to the root of the problem. Our problem: birth, death, old age, disease. Only by devotional service can we overcome these. Because no need to have a material body anymore. Go to the spiritual world. We can never be happy without the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Tvad upekshitanam. If we keep displeasing our Supreme Father, we shall never be happy within this material world in either the upper or lower planetary systems. Just today in the morning, we were reading at Bhagavad Gita that we should act for the pleasure of Krishna. All our activities should be done that how can I please Krishna? What can I do to please Krishna? Krishna, I want to please you. How can I please you? So pleasing Krishna. Of course, one may say, then how do I please Krishna? Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado. By pleasing the spiritual master, by pleasing the devotees, we please Krishna because they are teaching us how to please Krishna. Otherwise, we don't know.
Yeah,
Right?
transcendental knowledge.
Yeah, they are teaching us how to please Krishna. They're giving us the transcendental knowledge. Yeah. Okay, comments?
Yeah, you're right that how we can solve the material problems, like how to do it, but the calamities that fall upon, we have to keep faith on Krishna. Those just happen, and then it's for a devotee, it's only the faith. And then Krishna comes to help also if we have that faith in him. He shows us the way. It
Yeah.
is important. It is important. He does show faith. Like if we have faith, then he does reciprocate, yes. But then as you mentioned that we have to keep remembering him. We need to keep him in the center. We need to do our part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Any more comments?
Yeah, Hare Krishna is
Hare
similar
Krishna.
similar as Neha. Like even we want to bhakti of Krishna. We want devotion of Krishna. For that also we should ask Krishna, like, please give your devotion to us, right?
Yes.
For that
Yes. Every day we are asking,
yeah,
when we
we
chant
want
Hare
your mercy.
Krishna,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Prabhupada taught us the meaning of the Hare Krishna mantra. When we are chanting, we are praying, my dear Radha, my dear Krishna, please engage me in your service. My dear Mother Hara, O internal potency of the Lord, please engage me in the service of Father Krishna. So by chanting Hare Krishna, it's a prayer to Srimati Radharani and to Sri Krishna to engage us in devotional service. Yes, prayer, very important.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Going on. Any more? Any more comments? Okay, Prahlāda Maharaj, in his prayers, like he's giving the whole Krishna consciousness philosophy, in his prayers now to to Lord Nṛsiṁhadev. He's really such a great devotee that he's right on target, like no wasting time. He's giving the truth in a very, very simple manner, which is easy to understand by everyone, and very practically giving the truth and what we should do. That this is the problem. This is do this. There's material problems. You will not find a material solution. You engage in devotional service. Okay, going on. Yasmin yato yarhiyena cha yasya yasmat
Yes.
asme yataya dutayastvapara parova.
Yes, may
यथा यद्बुद्धयस्व अपरो वा
Bhava karoti vikaroti prathak svabhava.
भावः करोति विकरोति पृथक् स्वभावः
Sanchoditastad akhilam bhavata swarupam.
संशोधितस्तदखिलं भवतः स्वरूपम्.
My dear Lord, everyone in this material world is under the modes of material nature, being influenced by goodness, passion, and ignorance. Everyone, from the greatest personality, Lord Brahma, down to the small ant, works under the influence of these modes. Therefore, everyone in this material world is influenced by your energy. The cause for which they work, the place where they work, the time when they work, the matter due to which they work, the goal of life they have considered final, and the process for obtaining this goal, all are nothing but manifestations of your energy. Indeed, since the energy and energetic are identical, all of them are but manifestations of you. Whether one thinks himself protected by his parents, by the government, by some place, or by some other cause, everything is due to the various potencies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we may think this is my shelter, or that is my shelter, or this one is my shelter, or that one will protect me. After all, everything, everyone belongs to Krishna, is one of Krishna's energies. Everything that is done, whether in the higher, middle, or lower planetary systems, is due to the supervision or control of the Supreme Lord. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, everything is happening under my supervision. It is therefore said, Karmana Daive Netrena Jantur Deho Papattaye. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Super Soul, within the core of everyone's heart, gives inspirations for action according to one's mentality. So, based on our desire, what's our desire? Krishna is there in our heart. Then he encourages us in that direction. All of these mentalities are merely facilities given by Krishna to the person acting. Bhagavad Gita therefore says, Matasmitir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. Everyone works according to the inspiration given by the Super Soul. Because everyone has a different goal of life, everyone acts differently as guided by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Means each of us have different desires. Each of us want to enjoy in a different way. And based on that, Krishna, he's facilitating the fulfillment of our desire by the agency of this material world. Different circumstances, different places, different people, so we can fulfill our desire. The words yasmin yato yarhi yena cha yasya yasmat indicate that all activities, whatever they may be, are but different features of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All of them are created by the living entity and fulfilled by the mercy of the Lord. So, we think we are acting independently. We think I can do anything I want. Who can stop me? I am the boss. I'm my own boss. But we don't realize our every action is possible by the mercy of Krishna. Our blinking of our eyes, even our ability to speak or to pick up things, anything, our memory, our strength, it's all being possible by the mercy of Krishna. Although all such activities are non-different from the Lord nonetheless directs Swadharman Parityagya Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. Give up all other duties and surrender unto me. This is Krishna's order. Krishna is saying, you surrender unto me. Don't think about this, don't think about that. Don't think of this process or that process or this philosophy or that philosophy. You surrender to me because you belong to me. You are my part and parcel. Krishna says in 15th chapter, Mamai Vamsa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, that all the living entities are my part and parcel, he's saying. So give up all other duties and surrender unto me. When we accept this direction from the Lord, we can actually become happy. So Krishna is saying, surrender unto me. So we just have to surrender unto Krishna if we really want to be happy. As long as we work according to our material senses, we are in material life. But as soon as we act according to the real transcendental direction of the Lord, our position is spiritual. So the soul, how to act like a soul. We are saying, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. So how to act like the soul? What does the soul do? The soul does all the activity to please Krishna. That is the activity of the soul. That is the Sanatan Dharma. That is bhakti. The activities of bhakti, devotional service, are directly under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Narad Pancharatra states, Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam, Tat Paratvena Nirmalam, Rishikena Rishikesha, Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. When one gives up materially designated positions and works directly under the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one's spiritual life is revived. So, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. When we can engage our senses in the service of the Master of Senses, Rishikesh, Krishna, then we will be free from all these upadhis, sarvopadi vinirmuktam. We will be able to give up this upadhi. Our upadhis, I'm a woman, I'm a man, I'm born in this country, I have this nationality, this community, this society. All that is material designation that is to do with the body. So how we can give up this body consciousness, how we can understand I am spirit soul, how we can act as spirit soul, we can understand we are spirit soul, how we can realize this knowledge by engaging our senses in the service of Rishikesh. And service begins by chanting Hare Krishna, by our tongue, by chanting Hare Krishna, by by having Krishna Prasad. So by hearing and chanting, we will come to give up this Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam. We will come to the stage of realizing I am not the body, I am spirit soul. So this is described as Swarupena Avasthiti, being situated in one's original constitutional position. That is our Swarup. Our Swarup is Jivera Swarup Hai, Krishnera Nityadas. We are all spirit souls. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. We are all servant of Krishna. This is the real description of mukti, or liberation from material bondage. So this is real liberation, really not only thinking that I'm liberated, but actually being liberated. When we can actually understand, I am not the body, I'm spirit soul. That is real liberation. So by engaging in bhakti, we can come to that position. Jivera Swarubhai Krishnera Nityadas. Understanding our position as eternal servants of Krishna. So one may say servant, being servant is very low. Why should I be servant? I should be somebody great. But we have to understand in the material world, servant is low. But actually what it means, when we love someone, we serve. We love our parents, we serve them, we take care of them. We love our siblings, we serve them, we take care of them. We love our nation or community or society or children, so we serve them. So this service is a symptom of love. We love someone, we serve them. So we love God and we express this love through service. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, comments? Something to add?
So, yeah, so serving in the spiritual manner, then that is, in fact, it's a high position, I would say, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes, that is the high position. Because then we are acting as the spirit soul, not as the body. Yeah.
Krishna, I just heard a lecture of Amrendra Prabhu, and he mentioned that how he was mentioning about the Braj Leelas, the Vrindavan Leelas of Krishna. And then he said that when even in Dwarka, he had all his, the servants who were there. And what, like as a servant in the material world, we want something when we serve somebody. There is always a desire that, okay, मैं इनको serve कर रहा हूँ, so they will give me something in return. But with Krishna, those who were serving him in Dwarka, they just wanted that, oh, Krishna, please look at me. Oh, wow, he smiled at me. He looked at me. So that was what they wanted in return. So they didn't wanted anything else. They just wanted that Krishna could just look at them. Oh, wow. Oh, Krishna smiled. Or if they could just see Krishna smiling while serving him. They looked at Krishna, and when Krishna looked and smiled, and that was the best service return they got. That's what, it was the greatest thing. So,
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah. Krishna book also says that his queens, Krishna's queens, although they have so many servants in their palaces, they were still being Krishna's maidservants. They were personally cleaning the palace, although there's no dirt, no dust. But they are becoming Krishna's maidservants, cleaning the palace. Why? Out of love. It's just they love him. Yeah.
Or cook the food also for him.
Cook the food.
Like,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's just out of love. We love someone, we say, okay, I'm going to cook for you. I want to express my love through this
Yes.
cooking. Yeah.
Like how we
So,
serve our spiritual master also, right? So,
yeah.
like you do it because you just want, like, okay, the master looks at you, just gives you that
Yeah.
glance. Like, he's happy, he's pleased. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. To please him. That's right. So devotional service is performed for Krishna's pleasure. Please him. Yes. Thank you so much. Okay. It's a, what do you say? An expression of love, right? Expression of love. Service is an expression of love. Yeah. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare